This segment of CoastLife is sponsored by the Parker Group.
Well, spring is here, CoastLife, and we've often talked on the show about how spring is a good time to either prepare your house to sell or get your house on the market to sell it. So maybe you've taken those steps already. Your house is on the market and you're starting to panic a little bit. You're like, wait, I'm not ready to move out. What's my timeline look like? It's okay, take a breath. Because Rachel Parker is here with the Parker Group, joining us on the CoastLife couch today. And Rachel, we have talked that spring is a good time, a popular time that people get ready to move. And one of the common questions that you guys get is about that timeline of how long is their house going to sit on the market?
Absolutely, yeah, and it makes total sense because for some people who, if it's the first house that they're selling, you literally don't even know what is happening in what order.
Sure.
And so you're not even sure, like we have a lot of times in that situation where I show up and they're like, I'm not ready for pictures yet.
Right.
And it's like, don't worry, we're not at that point yet. So I thought it might be nice to kind of like break down, hey, you call a real estate agent, what happens next? And then how long is it going to take before you're actually moving out of that house?
I love that. So let's dive in. What is the order of operations? What does that look like, especially for a first-time seller?
Yeah, exactly. So the first step usually is to go ahead and call a real estate agent. They'll come over, they'll take a look at your house, they'll let you know what price they think you could likely sell it for. If there are little upgrades or things to do, they'll talk about that. And then you sign paperwork that is essentially just saying, I give you permission to list my house on the market.
Perfect.
Step one, that's all you're committing to.
There you go.
A big question we get at that point a lot of times is people are saying, am I committing to selling my house for exactly this price? No, you're not committing to any buyer. That's just what we're advertising.
Okay.
So that's a good important thing to know.
That is.
But then that process of maybe doing a couple little repairs or cleanups, getting your pictures, getting all the marketing prepared, and then you approving it, and then getting live on the market, that usually does take a week or two. So you're kind of half a month in at that point.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. I mean, so you're not right. You're ready financially maybe to sell your home, but maybe you're not quite there mentally yet, or the other physical steps haven't quite fallen into place. So you have time. You've got some time.
Yeah, and so that's just until we're going to the market and saying, hey, this house is for sale, right?
Then what?
Then that's when the showings start. And so, you know, like for me as a mom, what's important about that to know is that I have to be ready to like pull my kids' toys into a bin really fast if someone's going to be showing my house. But that process, so looking at the market report as of February, in our market, houses are typically sitting on the market for about a month and a half. So you have about a month and a half of that amount of time where you're dealing with showings.
Life is hectic.
Yep, maybe open houses, things like that. So now we're at 2 months already since you first signed up, right? Then someone submits an offer that you're happy with. That's where you're locking into the terms upon which you will sell your house. So you'll sign a contract with that buyer and you'll agree to a timeline and a price there.
There you go.
And then now, even for people that have sold a house frequently, it might still be surprising to know that that still takes another 45 days or so for that buyer to get their settlement lined up, for them to get all their financing in order, inspections happen, negotiations. So now in total, we're looking at about a good 4 months before you go from, yes, I want to sell my house, to I'm actually moving out of my house. And so I like to tell people that because it hopefully takes down a little bit of that anxiety.
I think so. I mean, I think it's obviously it's such a huge purchase. It's a huge process, but to know that you can break it down into those little steps to kind of take it in chunks so you don't have to deal with it all at once, I think does allow people to breathe a little, take it in steps, and that you know that you do have some time, so it doesn't have to be full speed ahead the entire process.
Absolutely, and it's also good to know for planning purposes because if you know, hey, I need to be moving by August before my kids go back to school, like you're getting pretty close to the time where you need to start thinking about it, right? And you don't want to be surprised and then run out of time in the process either. And so I think it's just good to kind of have an overview of how long this process takes, what happens when, and take a deep breath, like you said.
I think that's great. So we can all breathe together. So Rachel, when somebody is ready to maybe take those first steps, how and why and when should they get in touch with the Parker Group?
Yes. So we have agents all over the state that are more than happy to help you, Delaware and the Eastern Shore of Maryland as well. You can call us at our office. It's 302-217-6692. If email is more comfortable, you can go to hello@theparkergroup.com. And you can also check out more information about our company at theparkergroup.com or on Facebook or Instagram.
There you go. And as we know, you guys are a one-stop shop, basically. So from mortgages to buying and selling a home, you guys really cover it all. So no matter what a buyer or seller needs, the Parker Group has you covered.
That's right. We'll point you in the right direction.
Fantastic. Well, Rachel, as always, thank you so much for coming in and chatting with us and putting some buyers and sellers' minds at ease.
That's the goal, right?
Of course. Well, maybe a new home isn't your only goal. Maybe it's time for a new four-legged friend. We've got a fur baby to introduce you to next, but we've also got this week's Happy Place of the Week for you.
Located in the sought-after Bear Trap Dunes Resort and Golf Community in Ocean View, this house features a spacious, open-concept living area, a beautifully designed kitchen with sleek quartz countertops, and a private bathroom in the first-floor master suite, all in this first-floor, 3-bedroom, 2-bath end-unit condo. Don't miss your chance to own this beautiful first-floor property in one of the most desirable communities in the area. Happy Place of the Week is sponsored by the Parker Group.